going on, Jerome's? Obviously, it was a fun season with slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, throughout most of it, right? And also the MVP-adjacent Linsanity run where he was playing like a top-5 quarterback that won't be forgotten, and that's why he does have value in free agency and maybe even a tag-and-trade situation. Although, Darnold definitely lit things on fire. Like, honestly, after the Packers game, you could see Darnold getting $50 million per year, right? But afterwards, maybe not so much. But because this is not a great quarterback draft and there's always a need for quarterbacks, it's not really that great in free agency either. It's, you can have Kirk Cousins or Zach Wilson. Slinging Sammy Darnold will be in demand. And the question is, all right, so do the Vikings just let him walk, or is a tag and trade option still viable? Now, there's a lot of misinformation and misconception about the tag and trade, so we're going to dive into it now. But yes, I think there certainly could be. And even though, hey, did you know that Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson played together? No, Darnold would be the better option in Las Vegas. Tom Brady, get it done. Like, he knows, right? So some key info on the tag as well as the tag and trade. So the estimated quarterback franchise tag for 2025 is going to be $41.3 million. Now, if the Vikings put the franchise tag on Darnold, that does not impact their salary cap, right? There's zero goose egg D'Angelo Russell cap hit until a tag and trade. Basically, putting the franchise tag on Darnold, which he has to sign, right? So as long as that remains unsigned, there's nothing guaranteed, and there's nothing on the Vikings cap. And also, it is a flat base salary. There's no dead cap. There's no signing bonus. There's no rooster bonus off it. There's nothing, right? So it is very transactional and a way for the Vikings to recoup some value instead of just letting him walk and then hope on a compensatory pick in 2026. Now, you only tag is only guaranteed if a player signs it, and a player and his agent generally are open to playing ball in this situation. They know that if it remains unsigned, and then the trading team still has leverage, and then they can go anywhere that they want to go. Like, the player is very much dialed in on these negotiations. The Vikings aren't like, we are tagging and trading you and sending you to Shanghai. No, it's not it. It really is a part and parcel deal where the player and the agent negotiate a contract ahead of time with the team that's going to be trading, and everyone says kumbaya. And also, a lot of these negotiations are going to be coming up soon, especially down in Mobile. Everyone's down at the Senior Bowl, and this is where you start kicking the tires and lighting the fires, right? And also, the team can rescind any non-signed tag at any point, right? So that's the point as well, too, where the player doesn't want to sign the tag, because then that really limits what options of where the team can trade them, as well as generally they're going to be looking for more than the guaranteed money that the franchise tag would have. Where even though, I mean, Darnold probably is going to be missing out on the major money. Like, he's probably still going to be looking at a deal that's, 3-year, $110 million with 50 or 60 guaranteed, right? So that's what he's looking at. Franchise tag window is from February 18th to March 4th, and then also legal tampering free agency starts March 10th through 12th, as well as March 12th is the start of the new league year. So basically, if the Vikings tag and look to trade him, teams would have a couple of weeks head start in the free agency of working out a deal with Darnold, working out a trade with the Vikings, and that's what's appealing about it. Because why would teams want to trade? Why not just wait till free agency? Well, they would have to compete, right? And they can pre-negotiate an extension ahead of open free agency, where the price could be driven up and up and up. And why would the player not want to hit free agency? A lot of agents do. Well, if you can secure where you want to go, right, and you can work that out. Say Sam Darnold has his eyes on a couple specific teams, like the Raiders, like the Seahawks, potentially if they move on from Geno. Maybe Geno goes to Raiders, maybe the Rams if Stafford retires, or maybe even Pittsburgh. Like, say Darnold as agent specifically want to go to a team, they can work out that deal ahead of time, so then there aren't other mitigating factors in free agency, which can always happen, right? Also, the deal done before free agency is great. Like we said, Darnold will obviously have a say. Plus, the compensation isn't going to be too much. Now, here's the thing about it, is like, the franchise tag, then if it's signed to an offer sheet and the team doesn't match, you get 2 first-round picks. It never goes down like that. It never goes down like that recently. Like, L'Jarius Sneed from the Chiefs got tagged and traded to the Titans. They worked out an extension with the Titans, and they gave up like a 3rd-round pick. And that's probably where you're looking at with Darnold. Like, maybe a second, Probably not. Maybe like a third, a fourth, or a third and a fifth, somewhere in that area. And like we said, potential teams that could be in: the Raiders, Saints, if when they part ways with Derek Carr, although cap-wise, it's going to be a little bit tight. The Colts obviously aren't sold on Anthony Richardson, as well as Seahawks, Raiders, Rams. Also, part of it is, too, like I said, it's not a great quarterback class, plus they're not going to be up near the top of the draft. So that could precipitate a tag and trade for Darnold so that they can secure their guy so that they aren't left standing when the game of quarterback musical chairs ends, because Darnold still has a ton of value. Now, here's the complication. So like we said, the player doesn't sign the tag in a tag and trade situation because he wants to keep all of the options open, and also if he signs it, the tag becomes fully guaranteed. So that is a stink bomb that could be tossed in there. Now, Darnold, here's the complication. Like, Darnold, after the Packers game, was up here, like 100, 120 million guaranteed, somewhere in there. Maybe his value has been driven down so far that 41.3 fully guaranteed in 2025, maybe that's not that bad of a deal. Now, it would be a little bit dirty pool, because obviously, like we said, it's a collaborative effort between the Vikings, Darnold, his agent, and the team that could potentially trade. So I don't think that they necessarily would do that, because generally it is a collaborative effort to get this thing done. But I don't know. And if Darnold does do that, going out on faith, giving him the tag and hoping that he doesn't sign it, if he does sign it, all of a sudden that money's guaranteed. And the Vikings, if they can't move him, start of the regular season, I mean, that money's coming out of their salary cap, so which would be less ideal for their free agency plans coming up. Now, could still be traded, but a new deal would have to be worked out. And the question would be, can the Vikings get more than a projected third-round compensatory pick in 2026, which if the Vikings just let Darnold walk in free agency and he signs for a significant deal, they'll be in line for some credit. But also, I mean, the Vikings look to be players in free agency as well, so does everything cancel each other out for 2026? So also, the Vikings having a 1, 3, 5, 5, 7 right now in this year's draft, it would be nice to get some day 2 draft capital, especially. I mean, those defensive tackles and running backs day 2 are going to look really damn good. So if the Vikings can get immediate value, immediate guaranteed value, versus hoping, wait and wishing for 2026, that would make sense. But like I said, the complication would be if Darnold just signed it, which I don't think that would happen. I think that would be, like I said, I think that would be dirty pool if they're trying to work something out long term. But no, I think that Darnold is going to have value out there. I think the Vikings could certainly move him in a tag and trade situation. I think that Kwesi is looking at all options, and like we said, it would be a concerted effort between the Vikings, Darnold and his agent, and the potential trading team to get something done. So yeah, it absolutely would be nice if the Vikings got a little bit of draft capital for Darnold in this spot. But your thoughts are thoughts. Tag and trade Darnold, and one complication. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.